everyone, it's Sensei Victoria Whitfield, your journey partner from naturalintuition.com, welcoming you back to episode 43 of the Journeypreneur Podcast. This is your source for channeled holistic stress management techniques, guidance, inspiration, and motivation to stay on your path to rapid financial ascension as a conscious entrepreneur. The title of this episode is Raise the Floor. So, in the last couple episodes I was sharing with you about a recent experience that I had of making my first $10,000 one-time sale. Like, one person paid all in full, $10,000, and the 6 points that really contributed to that. And I really want to, on my journey to rapid financial ascension, I want to anchor this as my new normal. And one of the ways that we can anchor a certain experience or worldview, right, or perspective, a certain mindset, as our new normal is actually by having a physical representation of it that is in our environment or nearby us on a regular basis. So my top 2 love languages are actually words of affirmation and quality time. And then there are the other 3 love languages. You know, there are 5. There's touch, acts of service, and then also gifts. And the power of knowing the 5 love languages is learning how to speak all of them, not just for others, but also for yourself. Really being able to anchor your own belief in yourself, to communicate fully, wholly, and completely with yourself and be able to communicate yourself to others. And although my top 2 love languages are words of affirmation and acts of service, for anchoring this experience of having a $10,000 sale and making that my new normal, I'm turning to gifts, right? A physical representation of the idea, of the intention, of the mindset behind the physical representation. And I call this raising the floor. So, especially as high-performance individuals, we tend to be like, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Check the box, I did the thing. Check the box, I did the thing. Check the box, I did the thing. And we end up checking boxes for the rest of our lives rather than building the foundations of our energy so that we're able to stay at a higher vibration. You know, it's one thing to check the boxes and get stuff done, but it's another to be intentional and build momentum behind the stuff that we're getting done. So with love, if you're a checkboxaholic, and trust me, I'm a cross-it-off-aholic, I understand. There's that, serotonin hit that comes when you're just like, I did it. I get to cross the thing off, right? Or even going back and finding other lists and checking them off, just so that you can have the satisfaction. I get it. I've been there. I know it. Got it. Got the t-shirt, all of the above. Absolutely. And what happens is our level of focus and the potency, right, of our energy goes down. We become less and less potent in the actions that we're taking because they're not building one upon another. Instead, it's just another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing getting done. With love, I desire for you and myself as well, I desire for us to feel the momentum, to feel the foundation being built as we are on that rapid financial ascension path. It's not just like an explosion and boom, we're there, right, where it's catastrophic, the ascent, and it's not this eternal struggle and confusing stroll through the dark forest. This is not what the journey's supposed to be. It's supposed to feel like, I have the roadmap, or I feel I'm laying this house down brick by brick, and at one point in time, eventually, I'm going to step back and see, ooh, look at this house that I built, right? This house being the manifestation of what we desire, right? Or this powerful empire or influential, impactful movement that we've built over time. And this is a very simple manifestation technique that I've used over and over and over again. And with this instance in particular, I'm also calling it back up for myself. So having a physical representation of the thing that I want more of, and having it in my life or in my my physical experience, right, where my energy is on a regular basis. So this is a little manifesty kind of witchy thing to do, to have more of the same happen over and over and over again. And how I've done it before in the past is maybe I've, printed out a picture and put it on my vision board of the thing that I want more of, or I've displayed a certificate, right, that I've achieved, and, put it in a frame and put it out where it can be seen and admired and really appreciated and taken in. Or I've also gotten jewelry, right, and worn it as, certain power pieces of jewelry that I wear, especially while I'm out networking or while I'm highly visible, say like on camera or being photographed, to anchor in a certain intention, right? So this time around, for me, I personally went out and just walked around. Here in New Jersey, we have malls, which is a shopping mall. It's a whole bunch of different department stores kind of shoved together for you to just go and participate in capitalism. Yay! And I went there walking around to see, well, what is going to inspire me that whenever I look at it, whenever I think of it, this is going to represent, it is easy for me to receive $10,000 in one lump sum payment. This is something that's foundational to me. Even in the past before, I'll admit this, it's a secret between you and me, but I would even go out and buy new underpants. Like, this is my underpants that represents the thing of like, I go on vacation regularly, I got underpants, or I got a new 6-month or 12-month client. Like, this is my underpants to represent that. So that, talk about foundations, right? If you're showing up for your life and your underpants have holes in them or falling apart, right? That speaks to you. That says something to you subconsciously of I don't come first. My self-care doesn't really matter, right? Or, what people don't see, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't have to count. As long as it looks good on the outside, what it is on the inside doesn't matter. There's a lot of serious subtext going on when it comes with underpants. So, just as a PSA, please get rid of your crappy underpants. It could be blocking your abundance. But for me in this situation, I'm walking around the mall like, what would speak to me and tell that story to me of abundance, and this is my new normal, right? And I really affirm that. Before I've bought art or crystals that have represented it, and oh my gosh, I was walking through one department store in particular, and there was just a pair of shoes that are not designer shoes, and they were on sale for I don't even know how much. I just saw them out, and you know how something catches your eye like you can't leave unless you take me home with you? That's why I never go to pet stores. I would be in such trouble. But it was those shoes, and I walked right by them, walked out into the larger part of the mall, and I could hear my spirit guide say, turn around, go get them. Oh, okay. So I turned around immediately, went back, and just, bought the shoes. Turns out they were almost 50% off. I don't care. I don't care what the designer thing is, I don't care. I mean, do they fit? How do they feel? Oh my goodness, there's something magnetic about this. This object is a wonderful manifestational tool for me. They put me into the vortex. They trigger my relationship with feeling a higher vibration or feeling excitement or turned on, like ready to receive something amazing. And so these shoes, like they're and this is going to look different for everybody, so I can't really say that this is what you're going to get, but keep an eye out for anchoring something really positive that happened to you in your physical environment. Could be with shoes, could be with your underpants, could be with a piece of art, or even could be getting a photo shoot done to commemorate your first big event or your first client, or your for people who get married, they get lots of photos taken and the videos and all the things, and you keep pieces of the ceremony with you to remember the intention, to stay connected to the mindset, the belief in that positive future, right? And to return to that powerful positive feeling that you experienced before. So for me, these, like, I don't know, what are they, 4 or 5 inch stiletto, highlighter yellow, shiny pumps. These for me are like, oh yeah, $10,000 shoes. No problem. Like when I wear these, I'm attracting more of that. And having them out, right? Not just keeping them, hiding them in a box, but nope. In my room at home, they are out on display at the top of the dresser. And actually, they happen to be right alongside a pair of these beautiful black steel fighting knives. Because I love the balance of the feminine and the masculine. But for me, that's how I'm going to anchor my $10,000 sale and continue to attract more of the same into my experience, into my business, and into my life. And it's doing it in a way that triggers my joy, triggers my turn on, triggers my positive energy, right? So I'm curious, what is coming up for you hearing all this? Do you have a lot of things in your environment that are actually, have holes in them or are falling apart, right? Do you have things that are lowering your personal image, right? The statement that you are making to yourself about your self-care? Is that something that's happening to you? Because you just get so busy, right? I do too. I understand. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because I'm conscious of it, right? You and I both were on this journey as conscious entrepreneurs, that even the little things like this make huge statements and can affect our energy, right? I remember watching a sermon by T.D. Jakes and how he's trying to make a point about never giving up and, on your dream, and how he used to feel ashamed to kneel at the altar because if he did, people could see the holes in the bottom of his shoes, and he just in the middle of the sermon burst into tears, right? So that's just another example of how incredibly powerful having like tattered items or even your shoes, like it's so powerful of a statement to yourself, right? That it affects your self-confidence, and your confidence is everything, right? It's deeply, deeply related to your energy. So raise the floor, raise the quality of the foundations of your life. Is it your underpants? Is it your shoes, right? Is it the way that you wake up? Is it the quality of water that you are drinking, right? Raise the foundations so that it communicates to you how powerful you are and how precious and worthy and cherished that you are, even just by yourself. Raise the floor. The floor is the basis on which you walk on. And if you can raise the floor just an inch, could even be just, I'm not going to get away from this, could even be those brand new underpants, right? even just a tiny adjustment, your whole lifestyle gets elevated one step higher, right? Or if it's getting rid of all of the clothes or all of the things that you're working with that are broken, right? You just raise the floor of your quality of life that little bit. Watch the difference in your energy. So that's it for today. Make sure you hop on over to naturalintuition.com and hit that retreats button. I would love to get to see you at the next one so that we can continue to raise your vibration and anchor that in going forward. And I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye for now.